Okay, so I'm currently at a shipper getting loaded. I'm in Illinois. This is my first time coming to this facility. So the security guard tells me to pull up to building 10. I do. I see there's 3 bays. I call. They're like, yeah, you need to be in bay 5. I'm like, oh, I don't see a bay 5. I only see this kind of bay, this kind of bay. And the man's like, yeah, the bay with no sign, that's the one you need to be in. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I pulled up a little too, I pulled up past the bays. So that's probably why I didn't see it. But I could turn around. So I turn around. I'm driving a tank, mind you. Okay, turn around. I'm thinking like, oh, I think I could do a straight back. Get over here to try to do my straight back. I realize it's some concrete or whatever. I can't do the straight back like I thought. So I still try to do it. I'm trying to do it like a little, you know how we think that we could do things. Okay. The man comes outside and he's like, yeah, you working too hard. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, what do people normally do? He's like, yeah, pull up, back up, pull up where you were the first time and back in like this. Okay, cool. So I turn around again. I go pull up. I'm setting myself up to back into the bay, and I'm getting out to look because that's my company's policy. Well, every trucker's policy is to get out and look to make sure you got enough space. So I get out, and he's like, yeah, so you see how you're set up right now? You're too close to the right, and you need to be closer to the left side or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about pulling up, but I wanted to see, what I was working with or whatever. But, thank you for the advice. I'm like, anything else? He's like, no. Okay, cool. So I go back up again so I can set up a little more closer to the left side. Well, this is one of those days where I'm acting like I don't know how to drive. So I have attempted this pull up to the left, get more closer to the left thing, and try to back into the bay probably about 5 times at this point. It's not working. Every time I do it, I get too close to the right side, and it's a barrier, these big yellow cones. Every time I back up to the right or whatever, these are the cones, you know what I'm saying? So now I get frustrated. After all of that, y'all, I have walked the dog and got this hoe in the bay. He says, yeah, you're not in between the yellow lines. You're going to have to do it again. So I'm like, okay. Okay, I, totally forgot about the yellow lines. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So as I'm walking back to my truck, he's like, on the phone, I gave you simple instructions, and I'm basically not understanding why you couldn't get in here. And I'm like, I attempted to do what you suggested multiple times, and I was not able to get in here. I'm not sure exactly what you would like for me to do. He says, well, normally after 10 to 15 minutes, if a driver gets in, it gets in the bay, we ask them to leave. So I asked him if he wants me to leave. He says, no, I'm just letting you know that. And I'm like, okay, once again, I did what you suggested multiple times. I'm not sure, why it's not working. So he says, again, it was simple instructions. I told you what to do. And I'm like, sir, at this point, you're being an asshole. I've tried it multiple times. It's not working for me. I'm not too sure what you would like for me to do. You suggested that I just back straight up and you're going to guide me out of here and you'll put it in the bay. Let's do that. Because right now we aren't talking about anything. Because if you say what you just said again, we're wasting our times. Okay? Well, wasting our time. Baby backs it in. I dropped the trailer for him. He puts it in here. Gets out. Oh, the scale ticket not right. So now you got to come in there with me, do the scale ticket. You have to help me, guide me in here in the bay again. We probably spent an extra 30 minutes together. Now you're being nice. I kept the same attitude, very nice, very respectful, other than the crying. I didn't want to cry, but here we are. I felt better because I'm like, you're being an asshole to me. I'm being nice. I tried it multiple times. What else is there that you would like for me to do? I asked you if I could just drop the trailer and I can come back and get it tomorrow. You said no. Now we've spent extra time together because you want to be mean. Trucking, I don't know how many days I've cried. This might be 25. DB2. I'm sure he wasn't expecting to do that, but it pays to be nice. I kept my composure. I did cry, but I let him know I'm not crying because of you. I'm crying because I've tried to do this maneuver multiple times. It's not hard, but for whatever reason, today it's just not working for me. He guides me into the bay or the dock, whatever, and at the end, I tell him, thank you for your patience, because I figured out why I wasn't able to get in here, and I do appreciate your patience, and your maneuver was very correct. I'm not sure why it didn't work for me the first time, but thank you. And with that, trucking 25 DB2. I probably haven't cried 2 days since I started doing this, but bitch, I'm gonna keep trucking and driving. I'm gonna keep crying and driving. whatever. I'm at the shipper on December 30th. So mind you, the 31st is New Year's Eve. So the man at the shipper is like, you know, I'm the only one working today and I wanted to be gone by 6:30. So I wasn't trying to rush you, but you know, I wanted to make sure that I got out of here at a decent time because I'm the only one that's here. And basically, like, you know, he doesn't have any help if something doesn't go right. And obviously he has plans. I think he was going to be off tomorrow. That's what he was saying, that they were going to, his section or whatever was going to be closed, that there weren't going to be a lot of people. So, of course, he wanted to be off at a decent time as well. And I was like, as I was leaving, I was thinking, like, that's why he was so gun-ho about, I need you to get in here and basically do it right the first time and things like that. But we left on the same page.